People engaged, it's time for dueling decades. The Matrix and Blade versus Bloodsport and Renegade. Strap on that cap, bust out the power glove. Come fight for what you love.
Dueling decades.
Poop culture, popping pins, dropping hand grenades. Van Halen locked in Mortal Kombat with David Gray. Banner Ballet and Sick, Iron Maiden, GNR. Come fight for what you love.
Dueling decades.
All right, so that makes the score 2-1 and gives control back over to After School Special.
Ooh, Mike, where do we go from here, my friend?
I think we got to go with Hot Product because it's our favorite round.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Do you want to go first?
No, you go ahead and kick off this shit box
All right.
of a category.
All right, I'll do that. Hold on a second. On February 12th, 1990, North America saw the release of one of the greatest video games of all time, with Super Mario Bros. 3. The game went on to be the third best-selling NES game, selling over 17 million copies, and has been re-released several times across Nintendo's newer systems. The two-dimensional side-scrolling platformer improved and expanded on its original formula, introducing new power-ups and mechanics. The game had a short-lived TV series and was featured in the cult classic film starring the great Fred Savage, 1989's The Wizard. Despite popular belief, Mario never touched Peach's breast, but he did clean her pipes.
was released on my 10th birthday. How about that?
Wow.
You clean your pipes?
Yeah. The Mario Cleans My Pipes porn spinoff.
That'd be weird because you were 10. I meant like in your bathroom.
Yeah.
He's a plumber, bro.
That
guy
Listen, I watched porn early. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Mario came around and performed porn like near me while I was 10. I'm saying I watched it.
It was the 80s. It was England. It was a different place.
It was a different place,
I
man.
didn't know Mario had a bike shop too.
Yeah, Italian plumbers roamed wild, just molesting who they wanted to.
Yeah.
People weren't so uptight back then.
And in Europe, it was a Vespa shop.
Yeah. Well, he just disguised himself as a priest, and everyone turned a blind eye. So.
All right, so that was a good one.
I'm going with a technicality here. This is a bit of a mix between news and hot product here. Perrier recalls 160 million bottles of sparkling water after traces of benzene, which is a carcinogen, are found in some of the product.
That's the hot product.
That's right. The impurity was discovered in North Carolina by county officials who so prized the purity of Perrier that they used it as a standard in tests of other water supplies. So you're using sparkling water as the end-all, be-all of purity. William Grigg, a spokesman for the Food and Drug Administration, said his agency's Hazard Evaluation Board had collected samples of Perrier and found no immediate risk to the public from the benzene in the water. He was quoted as saying, "At these levels, there's no immediate hazard. The hazard would be that over many years, if you consumed about 16 fluid ounces a day, which fucking nobody does, your lifetime risk of cancer might increase by 1 in a million, which is just enough of a chance for me."
Wow.
I'm going to go ahead and say that you missed the point of hot products.
No, it is a hot product. I said it's a technicality. It's a product. It's in the news. It counts.
Cancer is a product of benzene.
See?
And cancer is very hot right now. I mean, it is the designer killer disease right now.
Good shit.
Everyone's getting fucking cancer, and it's fantastic. No,
I'm like so over it already, though.
Yeah,
I'm
I know,
ready to
right?
move on to
Cancer
the
was
next
so
one.
last year.
It's played out.
It's whack.
All right.
It's like AIDS. Nobody gets that anymore, right?
No. That's so like 1990.
And Magic Johnson got rid of it.
Right.
Oh, is that like the magic eraser? Is that what that does?
He traded
got
it to
Magic
Boston.
Johnson.
If he
All right,
has
Mark.
if he has a Magic Johnson, then it must have got rid of AIDS.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Mark, you want me to begin this one? You wrap it.
Sounds good. Go right ahead.
All right. All right. So stand by for something probably more exciting than Bo's hot product. Maybe, I don't know, but bear with me. I'll make you understand it, and I'll keep it quick and short because I know that's what John wants here.
I was going to say, is it anything to do with the invention of remote controls or something?
Just follow me here. I'm going to make
Okay,
this
we used
short
to
and
have
sweet. for you.
wires and fucking yeah. Okay, sorry.
All right. This is Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, February 14th, 1989. The most popular file compression of all time was released to the public domain. I'm sure we all know what a zip file is, right? The late Phil Katz coded this gem piece of software. Before zip came around, people would use the ARC file compression back in the BBS days. When zip rolled around, it was the most popular compression out there. People were sharing public domain, their pirated software, all by zip, which was file compression. And I would bet even today, I'm sure you use zip at work to compress files to send to somebody. It's built into OS X and Windows these days, so it's virtually everywhere, and that's it.
I use zip to keep my dick in my pants. I don't know about you guys.
We actually don't use zip because it's one of the most common uses or common transportation methods of viruses, especially for offices. So our email server actually bans zips.
Wow.
Because they can be encoded with viruses really easily. And even if the content looks legit, there can be a virus in there. Apparently, according to my security officer at work. Well,
I think they made that shit up.
It could be
just
full of
proves
shit.
its relevancy. After all these years, they're still concerned about it. So.
Yeah,
I'll
I was
tell you-
gonna make the joke, and who cared? Zip, but that probably.
I'll tell you really quick. Zip usually isn't banned because most especially on email servers, can open the zip and scan the zip file if
Right.
it's not password protected.
No, I know he's probably lying. I'm just
No,
saying
he's lying.
he doesn't allow it.
That's what we do. That's what IT guys do. We lie to everybody. We call everything a virus, and we make shit. Well, it takes us 2 seconds to fix it, and then we give you this huge elaborate story on what we really didn't do.
He's also the guy who's like, now don't forget, don't use the same password for everything. Diversify your passwords, blah, 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 blah. And then every time I need a password for something that he manages, it's the same password. So yeah, he's totally full of shit. And that password is the Brady's _ cripple ?
Hope there's a capital in there somewhere.
There is. The capital's on Brady's.
Excellent.
The clue's in the password, dude. Come on.
All right, so I got zip for mine, but what do you got, Mark?
All right, I got something that probably was zipped, maybe. On March 12th, 2007, this game made the list of New York Times list of the 10 most important video games of all time. And it was this very list that was used when the Library of Congress took up video game preservation. And this was one of the games they used, called Sim City, which was developed by designer Will Wright and published by Maxis. It was released on February 2nd, 1989, and quickly became a huge financial success, selling 1 million copies by late 1992 in the U.S. alone. It was the 9th best-selling computer game from 1993 to 1999. SimCity was critically acclaimed and received a significant amount of recognition. As of December 1990, the game was reported to have won over 23 awards. For the next 2 decades, it would go on to continue to be recognized as one of the top games and game franchises. And 20 years later, in 2009, IGN named it one of the top 25 PC games of all time. That all started February 2nd, 1989, with the release of SimCity.
The real appeal of the game being that people just wanted to try and make the little sim people fuck. And that's really until they added that like fuck plugin that came, I think, in 94. I forget exactly when the fuck plugin happened. But like once that happened and the little sim characters could just get at it, that's when people were like, this is the greatest computer game ever. Let's get that doggy style add-on while we're at it.
Well, wasn't it always under the blankets?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was always. Yeah. And I think the funny thing about this, I think everyone had this game. Like, I think probably PCs at a certain point came with this game on it. Like, it was one of those things. It was everywhere at a certain point. And now it's all like, now you can get like sim apps and sim games on your phone. And like, there's still a sim, there's like an updated Sim City kind of game right now, isn't there? For like
There's
Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
a million of them.
Yeah, they're still coming out with new games every couple of years.
Is there one where you can make the boobies jiggle? That's really all I care about.
I'm sure there is now.
The Sims is still wildly popular. I was surprised.
Yeah, a lot of
Wasn't
people
there
still
a
play that.
cartoon as well? Wasn't there like a cartoon, The Sims? Like, wasn't that a TV show?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Good idea. Now that somebody heard that, they're getting next season.
No,
next-
copyright, John Cross, right now. Fuck you. I will send you a cease and desist letter, and then I will write on your review portion of a podcast dissemination app. I will piss on it. So if someone releases the Sims cartoon on YouTube, I'll just write in the comments, I will piss on this.
Would piss on this.
Next.
R. Kelly.
Yes. All right. So judge's ruling. Well, it's annoying, right? Because the zip file, I could have got away with being like, whatever, zip files, and given it to the 90s because Super Mario Brothers 3 was released on my birthday. Also, on Dueling Decades, you get a special point if you mention Super Mario Brothers because it's like every other show, a Super Mario Brothers event, like thing.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to do the 90s, guys. I really did. And Cancer, that's evergreen. That just goes on and on. That's culturally relevant no matter what decade we're in. But once you mentioned SimCity, dude, that was it. The round was won by 89. You can't really beat the cultural impact of Pixar. It's really the start of human beings kind of going, I'm bored with living in reality. Let's do equally boring shit in like virtual reality or in pixelated virtual reality. So, let's go buy groceries or let's go mow a lawn or let's go build a house or whatever. I mean, really tedious shit, but let's do it on a
more
computer.
boring shit than regular life.
It's even more boring, right? Exactly, because you can't get a hand job from a nut.
Yeah, but I don't really have to think about it.
Right. You can't go down to a parking lot behind a strip bar and get some disease off a dwarf.
Was it SimCity the one where you can like make them mad by like if you keep making them take showers or some shit?
Like it's the
Keep
Sims.
making them go to the bathroom, they get like pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
that was the
Sims,
Sims.
You can like pause the game and remove all the doors and windows, put a plant in front of a fireplace and burn them alive. That's what's wrong with this generation. That's why we have so many problems, is because The Sims was released in like the early 2000s, and now we're paying the price for all those, arsonist children.
But no, so I mean, you can't really beat it, sadly. Even though like looking back at it, it was like a very tedious game. We were all very excited by it. So, guys, you win. Mama Luke's.
Dueling